Okay. If not, please start. Sir, I don't want. That's your choice. I don't take care. That is your responsibility. It's not mine. Okay. Take the dependencies here. We are not developing the JDBC API. We are using what? Spring Data JPA, the first dependent. After that, Oracle driver, because I have Oracle database, that's why I'm taking dependencies are what? Spring Data JPA. Next one, Oracle driver. The third one is what? Lombok. Okay, what are the dependencies? Let me go. Developing the application. Okay, if I mention like this, you can take your example. Okay, dependencies are what? Spring Data JPA. Next, what? I am using Oracle. That's why I'm taking what? Oracle driver. If you are using MySQL, you can take MySQL driver or some database. Okay. Spring Data JPA, Oracle driver. Next, what? Lombok. For what? Setters and getters. Okay. These are what? Dependencies. Dependencies for our application. Okay. If you see, maybe not now, after 5 months, after 1 year, if you observe this statement, immediately you need to go the respective application. Okay, na? Right. Now it is fine here. Going forward, might be there is a gap, right? So might be you will lose, I will lose our memories. That's what. Okay. These three are what dependencies. One is Lombok, next one is what? JDBC driver, the next one is what? Data JPA. Next and finish. Okay, no problem. That is small update. Okay, coming to our class. So this is the main class. Okay, don't worry. Next, I'm going to develop what? My entity class. Okay. My entity class name is what? Employee. Guys, if you are not yet to start the development of these Spring Boot applications, you will never understand this program. Surely. Okay. Uh, don't come like as a IAS or IPS officers to the class without practice. Better to drop. My serious suggestion. Okay, because from now onwards, it will show the movie on 70 screen. It is not that much easy. If you are not practice, I can't do anything. Ever pain, ever risk. Okay, na? Take care. Okay, I don't want to discuss much. Okay, your life, your responsibility. Right. I want to make this employee class as entity class. Then what? Tell me, what is the annotation? To make our class as entity class here. What is the annotation? At the rate entity. At the rate entity. Next. For the table, I want to provide the table annotation. Okay. Even I want to provide the table name as well. That is maybe some EMP tab. Any name you can take here. Don't worry. Okay. Right. Control Shift O. Fine. Next. I need setters and getters, right? To string or equals or something. Okay. Then what I'm taking at the rate data or at the rate setter, at the rate getter, like this. At the rate data is fine. Next what? Data. I need constructors at the rate no args constructor. Control Shift O and a parameterized constructor. Then what? All args control space bar. Okay. Then what? I am going to creating the some variables here. That is okay. Don't worry that errors. I am going to create the variable at the rate private integer some emp id. Next what? Private string some emp name. Next what? emp salary. Private I'm taking big decimal, that is what? emp sal. Control Shift O. Okay. Next. I want to make my emp id as what? Primary key. Then what? At the rate id annotation. Why this table getting Jakarta? Okay. Let me complete later on. We can find out. Okay. Do you need to provide anything for the ID annotation? Any name? Any extra? No extras. Okay. Then what? At the rate column. At the rate column annotation. Just I am taking what? That column name equal to what? Some EID. Any name you can take it. Don't worry. Okay. So for EMPID story is over. Okay now. Coming to EMP name. There is a column I want to provide. That column name is equal to what? Some E name. Okay. Even I want to provide the length. Otherwise, it will take by default 256, I think so. Okay. So that's why I want to take some length. Okay. Just 10 characters length. That is 10 characters related name only it will be take. Maybe 20 or anything. Any name you can take. Okay. Next what? Salary, right? Salary at the rate column. At the rate column name equal to what? Some ESAL. Even here also, I am taking precision and scale. Okay. There is a attributes. Earlier, for the table creation, we are manually settled what? Some maybe some number, some ESAL number 10, 8 something you took, right? Is earlier examples. I'm directly using what? Precision equal to what? 8. and I'm taking what scale equal to what 2. So this is all about it. What our class? Why this table getting problem? The attribute value is undefined. The annotation that I type is what? Table. Okay. No problem. What is your problem? Come on. Come on. Still getting bad. What is that annotation? This table. Jakarta persistence. That is fine, right? Why it is still getting? The attribute value is undefined for the annotation. Oh, getting. What? Here also you are providing what? Name equal to. That is what? Yeah. Okay, someone I think online maybe pinged, I think so. Correct. I already corrected. Thank you, Manjunath. Right. Yes. Name I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Online. Clear? This is what here our entity class. Entity class is over. Okay. Any doubt anywhere, anything? Please let me know. Anywhere, any doubt? See, let me recap. At the rate entity is what to make our class as the entity class. Then what? Entity annotation is required. The table annotation. If you are not to provide this table name, then by default, it will consider that class name as a table name. You know about what at the rate data annotation. For what? To getting setters, getters and all. Okay. Next, no aux, that is what default constructor. All aux, just for what parameterized constructor. Okay. So this is what our class name ID to make our class as what? Sorry, our EMP ID as what? Primary key column, right? So column just I provided even. Some people might be having the doubt here. Sir, I don't want to provide the column name, just I mentioned what ID. No problem. Then what? The variable name will be considered as what? Column name na. Sir, you already clear provided ID, then why you required at the rate column annotation for that variable? See here, ID duty is different. Column annotation duty is different. Yes or no? తెలుగులో ఏమంటారు కుక్క పెత్తనం గాడి చేతి ఏం చేస్తుంది కాలు ఎరగొ నడువులు ఎరగొట్టేసుకుంటుంది ఓకే ఇక్కడ కూడా సేమ్ స్టోరీ ఐడి డ్యూటీ ఐడియే కాలం డ్యూటీ కాలమే దాని డ్యూటీ ఇచ్చేది దీని డ్యూటీ అది చేయదు అర్థమైందా అది రైట్ సో ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యు మెన్షన్ సి దట్ ఐడి టు వాట్ టు మేక్ అవర్ our column name, make it as what? Primary key column. Then what? There is a column name you provided. Sir, is it mandatory both are same or maybe different? Same, same or may not be. Okay. If you keep same, there is no problem. If you want to make a different, even though there is no problem. Clear? Okay. That's what I differentiate. Here in the column EID, our variable is what? EMP ID. Okay. Mostly you are observed. Here EMP name, here ename, here EMP name. Clear? Okay. So this is what here. Entity class clear. Okay. Next one, I am going to properties file, application.properties file. So that database related configuration I want to provide here. What for driver class spring dot What is that here? Data source. Data source dot what? Driver hyphen class hyphen name. What is the driver name? Oracle dot jdbc dot Oracle driver. Don't go for what? Oracle dot jdbc dot driver dot Oracle driver. It is outdated. Okay, right, guys. Don't operate mobiles. Okay, at a time I given training almost 550 students in the previously. Okay, what they are doing, I know. Who is listening the class carefully from the offline? I know. Okay, right. Don't operate. See, I'm seriously taking the class. You are seriously using mobile. If you don't require class, better to go outside. Okay, I'm seriously requesting. Okay, spring dot data source dot what? URL, right? URL. Can you tell me URL? JDBC colon, Oracle colon, thin colon, at the rate local host colon. C. In the local host, you can take your system IP address also. Okay, your system IP address. Okay, go for the command prompt. How can you identify? ipconfig. If you type here, there is a what? IPv4 address. This is what my system IP address. You can use instead of localhost 192.168.0.114. You can use directly, no problem. Online, I hope you are able to understand. Okay, right. Where you are. JDBC colon, Oracle colon, thin colon, at the rate localhost colon. What is the port number? 1521 colon. What is the name? Service name. XE. XE for what? Enterprise edition. Okay, right. Next one, spring dot data source dot username. You have? Yes. My Oracle database username is what? Scott. Spring dot data source dot password. What? Tiger. Okay. So far you know all these properties. See, from now onwards, I am going to taking what? The JPA related configurations. Okay, the JPA related configurations. Okay, what are the required here? Dialect is required or not? The dialect is what? It is the engine between client and database software or Hibernate environment. Okay, so coming to that JPA related configuration, it will start with what? Spring dot JPA dot JPA dot JPA dot JPA dot data source data source. Yes, data source hyphen what? Platform. What is this dialect name? Dialect name is what? org dot hibernate dot okay, it is not supporting for us. Hibernate dot dialect dot Oracle dialect. Maybe if it is went wrong while executing that application, might be it will show that error. Okay, don't worry. See, even if I'm using the Oracle, there is a version related also dialects are there. Maybe suppose if you are using 12th version or some X version. See, I'm using 10th version here. For the 10th version, this is what the dialect. For suppose if you are using the 12th version, there is Oracle 12c dialect. Sir, you are using the same Oracle database, na? Why you are different dialects for same database? Yes, we have. We can't do that here. That third party vendors they provided. So you need to follow that. Okay. It is not our controls. It is not my control. It is not your control too. The third party providing based on our database version, whatever the dialect they are supporting or provided, that dialect we have to utilize. No, sir, my way, this way. If you go, application won't work. Seriously. Okay. Right. Even same database also, you have to use what? The respective dialect name. Okay. Online. Are you okay? Are you following? Online. Okay. Next one. Yeah. Next one. That is what the dialect. Later on what? See, if you want to show the SQL related queries on the console. On the console. Console is what? Here na. This is what? The console, right? Whenever you seeing the output, this is what console. See, in this console, if you want to see the SQL queries, then what is the property? Show SQL. Yes or no? Show SQL. By default, what is the value? Show SQL, it returns what? Boolean data type. By default, it is what? False. You already discussed it, maybe yesterday or day before yesterday. Okay. Come on. Spring dot what? JPA dot spring dot JPA dot what? Show SQL. What value required? If we don't want to see that SQL queries, then make it as what? False. If you want to see on the console, then you can go for what? True. Clear? Show SQL. Next one. Spring dot. Yeah. Spring dot format. Structure that query should be format right properly. There is spring dot JPA dot properties spring dot JPA dot properties dot what? Hibernate dot where? No, na. Okay, might be. It will come, no problem. Format underscore SQL equal to what? True. Right? If it is wrong, then we are getting what? Error, na? Okay, suppose it might be getting error after some time. So, format SQL here. Okay. Then what left here? Show SQL fine, format SQL fine. Okay. The famous one, what? I closed it up, that notes, yesterday's notes. HBM2DDL.auto. Right? Okay. What? Spring dot JPA dot hibernate dot hibernate dot what? DDL.auto. Okay. DDL.auto. Update. What do you mean by update here? Can you tell me? Update. Anyone? Existing table update or maybe what is happening? See, update means if already table exists, then it can be modified. If there is no table, then what? It is going to creating the new table. Okay. Have you received yesterday's notes? So, have you observed that point? Okay. If not, you can cross check. Okay, that is what here. That application dot properties file. Okay, I'm going to create the repository. Repository is what? It is not a class. It is what? Interface, na? Right click, new. Where is interface? Yeah. Interface. I'm going to create what? Employee repository. Repository. Simple. Okay. Employee repository. Okay. So if you want to make this interface as what? Repository interface. Then what? You need to annotate it with what? Repository annotation. Okay. It is not enough here. It is not enough. See, in our code, maybe if you are encountered, maybe the interviewer may ask, what is the purpose of the repository? The repository always supporting to performing database related operations. For that purpose only you are going to use what? The repositories. There is a different repositories are there. We'll see later. Don't worry. Okay. So now that repository is what? To make or to perform the database related operations. Then only the repository concept is coming to the picture. Otherwise it won't come. Clear? Okay. Right. So, because even you are experienced person or maybe or fresher online, so that question may be asked. What is the purpose of the repository class or repository interface? Okay, this is for what? To performing database related operations. Clear? Okay. So you can use some different repositories are there. I will explain one by one in the later. Okay. Now you can focus on what? Our example. Interface to interface what? Extends. Yes or no? In core Java. Okay. I don't want to go for a depth. That is also maybe complaints or is not saying what? Springboard is concentrating on what? Core Java or advanced Java. Why required for me? Okay, right. మీకు ఎంతవరకు కావాలో అంత ఇస్తేనే బెస్ట్. I don't go beyond that. Okay, integer. Control Shift O. JPA repository. Why? That employee missa. Okay, perfect. Sir, what is this employee? What is this one? Employee is what class, na? Right? Our entity class. Here is what? That ID. In that there is a ID. Yes or no? In the employee class there is a ID, na? That is what expecting over here. Okay, right. So employee repository extends what? JPA repository. Now the JPA repository class interface. Can you tell me? Tell me here. Class or interface? Interface to interface what? Extends. Class to class what? Extends. Interface to class implements. Interface to class implements. But class to interface there is no relation. Okay, that kind of combination also not there. Okay, so far employee class, application dot properties done, and repository also done. Am I copy paste this code from the Google or ChatGPT? One of the waste fellow complaint like this. Every day this we are writing the program manually. అమావాస్య పౌర్ణానికి వచ్చేవాడికి తెలియదు. ప్రారంభంలో 2 days we done, not copy paste, already developed that program. Waste, due to the waste of the time I developed already. Beginning spring class is 2 days. Third day management told me, sir, you are already developed that programs, but better to write in front of the students. So what? I can only 2 days. అమావాస్య పౌర్ణానికి వచ్చేవాడికి క్లాస్ గురించి ఏం తెలుస్తుంది భయ? నేను దేనికి భయపడను, అర్థమైందా? కంప్లైంట్ చేసివని ఏదో పెద్ద హీరోయిజం నా దగ్గర ప్రదర్శించవద్దు. నీలాంటి నాకు ఇంటర్వ్యూలో దొరికాడంటే నిన్న చెప్పాను, ముగ్గురు నేర్పించానని చెప్పాను. చూడండి, నువ్వు 4వ అవుతావు నా కంపెనీకి వస్తే. అట్టుంటది ఇంటర్వ్యూ మనతో పెట్టుకుంటే. ఉన్నది రియల్గా ఉన్నది ఒప్పుకో. నేను లేనిది నేను మిమ్మల్ని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయమంటలేదు. నన్నేమి పెద్ద తీసుకెళ్ళి నరేష్ ఐటీలో ప్రసాద్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ పెద్ద తోపు తురుము ఏని నేను ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయట్లేదు. అర్థమవుతుందా? నేను జెన్యూన్గా ఉంటా. అర్థమవుతుందా?